I don't know if this video is gonna go up or not. I feel like I have, in case it does go up, I feel like I've like lied about certain parts of my life online. I know I've lied about certain parts of my life online. My family, I've in interviews and in answers during live streams, and like anytime it's brought up, I like to paint this picture, which is a lie, like flat out just fabricated, of that my family is accepting of me and that everything's good and everything's peachy clean and my transition was easy, and like I don't know why I've lied about that so blatantly. I think it's because it was like easier for me to pretend like that was the truth. But if I put this video up, it's because I feel like maybe someone could benefit from it. And I also feel bad lying. I get messages from people like me all the time who ask me like, how do I get my family? Oh my God, my eyes are burning. How do I get my family to accept me? And I feel bad that they think that that is my reality at this point, because it's not. So here's the truth about my family. I have been disowned, erased, abandoned by my entire dad's side of the family. And you guys know my dad is dead. I have been told flat out by my grandmother that it's because I'm transgender that no one wants anything to do with me. I always had, growing up, a struggle with my dad's side of the family because they didn't understand why I was different. And my dad was like better than the rest of his side of the family about it. But it was just really bad. It was almost overnight that his entire side of the family, it was my grandmother, my uncle, my grandfather, my great-grandma, who is even lucky enough to say they have a great-grandma. She's 92. And I would love to be able to like be with my great-grandma, because who knows how much longer she's gonna be around. My gay uncle, actually right when my dad died, like probably like the day after, blocked me on all social media and wants nothing to do with me. And it's crazy that he's gay and he has, you know, been accepted by my family, but I'm not. And my family doesn't have any particular like religious reasons why they wouldn't want to associate with me. Not that there are even religious justifications for abandoning your family, but you know, I've searched for some kind of reason other than them just being shitty people as to why they would like completely block me out. And I can't think of any. My grandfather feels that I was dead to him after my 8th grade graduation, where I didn't want to cut my hair. My hair at the time was that like old scene kid hair, maybe like 2 or 3 inches longer than a buzz cut. And that was enough for him to say that I was dead to him. And that from that point on, he didn't have a grandchild. I'm the only grandchild in the family. Anytime I've been lucky enough to do television, I've always like tried to contact my family just to be like, hey, like, you know, turn on this channel at this time, just because I thought maybe if they see that I'm successful and I'm not some like horrible transgender stereotype of a prostitute or like just a desolate like person, that maybe they would come around and say, maybe, you know, Blaire's not that bad. But they've never watched. After trying for years with phone calls and trying to set up plans to meet, dinner, like trying to get them to watch anything I do in my career, I finally said I'm gonna try one last time and send a friend request on Facebook to my grandmother. My grandma's like a young grandma, like she's very like, you know, she has a Facebook. I thought that opening some sort of line of communication would be good, and she accepted my friend request, and I thought that that was a very positive step. But it actually upset me more because I looked at all of her pictures and her feed and what she says, and you would never know by looking at my grandmother's feed with, 100 pictures of her and family and things about her family and my father who passed, you would never even guess that my father had a child, which was me. You would never even guess that she has a grandchild, which is me. Pictures of my family at Christmases that I've never invited to, holidays, family reunions. So honestly, the reason why I was compelled to do this video, kind of getting it together now, is because, I look like shit, is because I need to tell myself that it's time to let go. After 6 years of begging for validation and love and acceptance, I have to come to grips with the fact that I'm not going to get it. I'm just not going to get it. And I have to be okay with that and move on. And it's such a sick thing to say move on from your family, but I can't keep living in this. I can't keep living in having to try to fill this void in me that has left with my family's abandonment. I can't do it. And what's very upsetting to me is, I'm trying to start a family of my own with Joey. I love Joey so much. But the point is, when I have my kids, which I want to have in the next few years, am I supposed to lie to them that they don't have a great-grandmother and a great-grandfather and this whole family? Like, am I supposed to tell them that they don't like me? And this is not a, transgender exclusive thing. Yes, this has happened to me because I am transgender, but broken families are something that I know a lot of people experience. And I feel you out there if you're going through this, because it has been very hard. And the realization that it is up to me as a person to create my own family, with the exception of my mom's side of the family, because they're fine, but I have to create my own family. It's just hard. My family doesn't care that I'm engaged. They don't care to meet Joey. They don't care. Honestly, they don't check in on me to see if I'm dead or alive. And I look at these pictures of family reunions with my cousins and my gay uncle and my grandparents and my great-grandma, and I wonder, do they ask where the only grandchild in the family even is? Do they care? Do they give a single flying crap about what I'm doing with my life, or where I'm at, where I'm living, who I'm with? Do they care? And I have had to come to the realization that they don't care. There are families who stay with their family members who are liars, drug addicts, murderers, convicts, truly morally bankrupt people still have family support a lot of the times. So to know that me being, what I would consider successful, I think that never having to worry about rent or food is success, in my opinion. That's what I've accomplished by the grace of God. Being a successful, self-sustaining person who is engaged to be married and trying to start a family and just doing everything right, in my opinion. But this one thing, which is me being trans, is what makes them say bye. You don't have to agree with my choice to transition. You don't have to. This is the honest to God truth. I wouldn't care if they never called me by my preferred pronouns. I don't care if they never called me by my new name, even though it's legal and on my birth certificate now. I don't care. All I would want is them to care if I'm dead or alive, and they don't. And I can't keep trying to water this dead plant. So I guess what I'm saying is, to everyone out there, it doesn't have to be a trans thing. Broken families, anyone out there going through something like this, I am with you. I would love to have a discussion with you in the comments, and just know that I'm going through it too, and whatever picture I may have painted in the past about my life is just fake, and I'm sorry for being dishonest about it. It was just difficult for me to come to terms with it and talk about it publicly like I am now. But I love you guys, and I promise that the next video will not be this depressing.